Renegade Immortal Episode 121. In the previous episode, Wang Lin continued traveling with Yao Xixue along the Revered Dragon Path while studying the mysterious symbols hidden within their bodies. When they reached the next platform, a statue with a half-closed third eye came to life and attacked. Instead of fighting with pure strength, Wang Lin used his deep mastery of restrictions to analyze and dismantle the statue layer by layer. As the statue collapsed, a golden symbol of 2 strokes was revealed. Guided by instinct, Wang Lin traced the strokes in the air, causing the symbol to return and fuse with him. He then added 1 more stroke, forming the same 3-stroke symbol found in Yao Xixue's eyes. What will happen next? Stay tuned. And the story continues. All of this happened extremely fast. Yao Xixue was still stunned when the 3-stroke symbol was completed. As the final line was drawn, the celestial spiritual energy within Wang Lin's body began to move on its own, flowing through his fingertip and into the glowing symbol. At first glance, the 3-stroke pattern looked simple, ordinary even, but as Wang Lin drew it stroke by stroke, he felt something profound, an overwhelming sense of perfection, as if this symbol carried the will of the heavens themselves. Golden light rippled from the air-drawn mark, bright and pure, pushing back the darkness around the stone platform. The black gas that had been coiling and pulsing nearby began to fade beneath the brilliance of that golden glow. Yao Xixue's expression shifted from shock to disbelief. She had come to this place many times before, yet she had never seen anything like this. Normally, she would rush through, relying on a special blood seal her father had given her to bypass the dangerous restrictions. She had always taken the easy path, never stopping to study the golden symbols that appeared here. Though she had once tried to copy them, her attempts failed, because she had never truly broken the statue that contained them. Now, watching Wang Lin's hand in the golden mark he had summoned, she understood that she had missed something vital. As more celestial energy entered the symbol, Wang Lin suddenly paused. His expression remained calm, but deep inside he felt a clear, pressing awareness that this mark was incomplete. It was perfect yet fragile, and if he failed to add a 4th stroke, the entire formation would collapse. But the 4th stroke could not be drawn in thin air. His eyes flashed sharply as he pointed toward the symbol, then suddenly turned and flicked his finger. The glowing pattern shot forward like a streak of golden lightning, directly toward Yao Xixue. Her face darkened in alarm. Without hesitation, she retreated while pulling several blood jades from her sleeve. One after another, she shattered them in front of her. Blood-red light surged outward, forming protective layers between her and the incoming symbol. The golden mark struck the first layer, then another, and another, each layer dimming its radiance but failing to stop it completely. Yao Xixue's breathing quickened. Fragrant sweat appeared on her brow as she continued crushing more jades. 7 breaths later, after expending enormous energy and resources, the golden light finally faded and vanished into the crimson haze. The symbol disappeared, swallowed by blood light. Her expression grew cold and furious. She had just sacrificed 10% of her blood jades, treasures meant to last for centuries. In that moment, when the symbol had been flying toward her, she had felt an aura so powerful it reminded her of her own father, a mighty figure of the older generation. Grinding her teeth, she crushed another blood jade, releasing more crimson light. "Wang Lin," she shouted, and then lunged straight toward him. Wang Lin's face remained calm. As she approached, his eyes turned cold. He pressed his bag of holding, drawing out the celestial sword that shimmered faintly in the air before him. His voice was steady and firm. "Fellow cultivator Yao," he said, "that golden symbol appeared too suddenly for me to control. If you wish to fight me because of it, then I'll entertain you." For a moment, tension hung between them. Yao Xixue's eyes flashed with killing intent, but then reason overcame her anger. She thought to herself that this was not the time. The deeper they went into this place, the more deadly it became. If Wang Lin died here, it would only happen after he had broken more of the seals, and that could benefit her. Fighting now would be a waste. Her voice was cold as she turned away. "Just this once," she declared. Then, leaping past him, she landed on the next section of the Revered Dragon Path. moving toward the following platform. Wang Lin watched her go, putting away his sword. Outwardly he appeared indifferent, but inwardly his thoughts were storming. Just a 3-stroke symbol already possesses such terrifying power. If there are 18 platforms, then there must be 18 symbols in total. What kind of strength would an 18-stroke symbol have? Could this be a celestial spell of the upper realms? He took a deep breath and tried to draw the symbol again. Yet this time, the celestial energy inside his body remained still. The lines faded almost immediately, without the golden light or power from before. Frowning slightly, Wang Lin fell into deep thought. Several days later, the next platform came into view. Yao Xixue didn't hesitate. She immediately attacked the stone statue that guarded it. This one was different. The statue no longer had a third eye but held a long stone sword in its hand. She didn't rely on her father's seal this time. Instead, she unleashed her own power. Waves of blood energy rippled from her hands, forming blades and barriers of crimson light that clashed against the statue. The battle was short, half a stick of incense, and soon the stone statue shattered, but no golden symbol appeared. Her face darkened as frustration burned in her eyes. She stomped the ground furiously, sending a surge of force through the remains until the statue turned completely to dust. Wang Lin watched silently, his gaze sharp. So, he thought, the golden symbol only fuses with one's body after the restriction on the statue is truly broken. Simply destroying it isn't enough. Without another glance toward him, Yao Xixue leapt forward again, continuing along the path. Time passed quickly. A month slipped by as they advanced deeper through the 18 layers. During this time, Wang Lin's journey was quiet. Yao Xixue didn't allow him another chance to obtain any golden symbols. After testing a few times and gaining nothing, she realized that her earlier methods were flawed, but she also feared the power of those symbols. Determined not to let Wang Lin gain more benefits, she chose to seal each statue instead of destroying them, using her blood jades to suppress their power. That was how she had survived in her previous expeditions, and now she used the same method again. Eventually, they reached the 11th platform and sealed it. Ahead stood the 12th, and it was unlike any before. The platform was smaller, only half the size of the previous ones, and in its center stood not a statue, but a massive stone door. There were no other paths leading onward. This was the only way forward. Strange, overlapping characters covered the surface of the door, forming a faint outline that almost resembled a human face. Yao Xixue's expression was serious as she turned to Wang Lin. "Fellow cultivator Wang," she said, "this 12th seal is different from the others. To break it, we must work together. That is why I brought you here." Wang Lin nodded silently. Together, they landed on the stone platform before the door. Without warning, the stone door groaned and began to open on its own. From the dark gap between its halves, a wave of cold wind erupted. It was not the simple chill of winter, it was bone-piercing, filled with ancient, deathly intent. The moment the wind swept out, Yao Xixue's body was instantly covered in a bright red aura. Her blood energy surged to protect her, forming a glowing barrier of crimson light. Wang Lin retreated several steps, his hand flashing as he summoned the restriction flag. Layers of protective energy wrapped around him, but the freezing wind was relentless. Cracks sounded through the barrier, and frost began to spread over the restrictions like living ice. Within moments, thick layers of solid ice encased him. Through the crystalline cold, Wang Lin could barely move, but his eyes remained sharp, scanning the freezing air. And then, as he turned his gaze toward Yao Xixue, he saw that she had already been completely frozen. Her entire body was encased in ice, a perfect, gleaming sculpture. Yet even within that prison of frost, a strange light flickered. From deep inside the frozen form, a bright red glow shone outward, the last trace of her blood energy still burning defiantly against the cold. Looking at Yao Xixue, she basically became an ice sculpture, only the ice sculpture was releasing a bright red light. In this episode, we saw Wang Lin uncover the mysterious power of the golden 3-stroke symbol, a mark so profound that it seemed to contain the will of the heavens themselves. The energy within him responded on its own, creating a force that even Yao Xixue couldn't withstand. Though she tried to fight back with her blood jades, she was forced to retreat, realizing the terrifying might behind Wang Lin's discovery. As they continued deeper along the Revered Dragon Path, Wang Lin grew more curious about the origin of these heavenly symbols, while Yao Xixue grew more cautious, sealing the statues to keep him from gaining more power. Their uneasy alliance eventually brought them to a strange stone door, where a deadly, freezing wind erupted, sealing both of them in ice and blood-colored light. If you enjoyed this episode or found it interesting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to get the latest updates on Wang Lin's journey. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.